Hi, thanks for joining me. It's Froggy Friday! You can see here I'm pouring a layer of clear resin, and I will be adding another layer on top of that of the same Let's Resin Crystal Clear Epoxy Resin. And to this, I will be adding alcohol inks. I'm using Let's Resin's Red and the Tim Holtz Ranger line in a pearl color yellow, which is called Alchemy, and then a regular blue called Glacier. And I want to make a rainbow because hopefully this is going to look a little bit like a very cool tie-dye frog. There are a couple of tricks to using this Petri method. The first is you need to let your resin sit so it gets a little bit thick. The second is you need to layer, layer, layer. So you'll do your alcohol ink and then your Sinker White, as you see here I have from Let's Resin. You'll do more ink, then more Sinker White, and so on and so forth until you think it has enough. This was originally Daniel Cooper's method, and it's called the Petri method. I will have his channel linked in the description. Check him out if you haven't seen his videos. He's amazing. After I'm done layering all of these colors and the Sinker White, I let this sit for about 30 to 40 minutes. It will get nice and thick by then. I come back with my dotting tool and I'm going to swirl this. I don't want to go all the way down to the original layer of clear epoxy. I just want to go a little bit. And it does look exactly like it did when I started from here, but the other side looks pretty cool. I need to do a backing, and I had leftover resin from a different pour. This is technically a very light yellow color. I've used the regular Let's Resin epoxy again, and I have to do this really carefully so it doesn't overflow. I made the light yellow by using opaque white resin dye and then clear yellow resin dye. Froggy Friday is a weekly amphibian collaboration hosted by several amazing channels: Lisa from Girl in the Garage, Karen from the Dragon's Cave, Lula from Nerd Goblin Art, Tim the Bass Resonator, and Gert from Gert Creates. The playlist will be in my description. Don't forget to go watch all the other awesome videos. To some semi-opaque yellow resin, I added Tim Holtz Ranger line alcohol ink in the color Citrus to it to make sort of a green. This ends up being an incredibly unappetizing color. I go through several different things to try to make it better, but this was leftover resin from another pour, so I thought I would go ahead and use that. This will be the base for my tumbler topper. It's a car coaster, but since it has that little notch in it, it works really well as a tumbler topper. It allows the straw to go through the topper and into the cup still. Here's my little Petri frog, and he will be sitting inside this resin. I can't say he looks like tie-dye, but he still looks pretty cool, and rainbow. I don't like the color underneath him, as I mentioned, and so this is the first thing I do to try to fix it. Don't ask me what I thought was going to happen. I don't know, but it did not turn out well. I did some of this pearl red alcohol ink, and then I use the same blue Glacier alcohol ink. And I guess I was planning on like painting it and trying to make cool colors. Again, don't ask. I have no idea what I was doing. Suffice it to say, I did not like the end result, and I'm wiping it off. I decided to add yet another layer of UV resin to this, and to that UV resin layer, I'm going to be adding some interference powder. This is Hypershift powder from Designer Epoxy. I'll have that linked in the description. And I did red UV resin over this. I guess I was looking for an orange. I did this a while ago, so I don't quite remember, but this doesn't end up looking very good either. It's better than it was, but still not the look I was going for. This technique was really popular a couple of months ago. You would use regular resin and you would put Hypershift or some sort of translucent sparkle additive in another portion of that resin and sort of drag it through. It looks really cool, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't work with what I'm doing here. I do end up fixing it later. You'll see what I do. So there you can see the end result, and I'm demolding, and yeah, it's just kind of blah. I really didn't like it. I'm turning it around looking at it thinking, I don't understand what I thought I was doing. And I try it out here. Yeah, I kind of hate it. Plan Z. Of course, saved by the glitter. Because, hello, glitter is life. I use my favorite rainbow glitter, which is no longer available, but I may have a new one coming for you very soon. You can see it in the bottom of the tumbler right there, and that incidentally is the tumbler this is going to go on. You'll see that in my next video. I'm using UV resin, and I will give this a full 5-minute cure after I'm done. It looks so much better. Funny story, so the tumbler topper ended up in a place that we cannot get to because it's closed off for renovations. So this is the only glamour shot I have. I can't even make it bigger because it gets blurry. This little tumbler topper is behind that giant cabinet. There's no way to get to it. I'm so sorry. I will definitely make a community post showing a better look at it as soon as I'm back. Hopefully I'll be back in my house by the end of the month, and I'll show you better pictures then. I hope you liked what you did see though, and please come back tomorrow to see the making of the tumbler. And don't forget to watch the other Froggy Friday videos. Thanks for hopping by. I'll see you soon.